few months ago, I gave you a detailed look at this summer's movie release schedule, and many of you responded that you better start saving your money now. Good idea, but you might want to save some of it for this year's holiday movie season, where for once we seem to have July in Christmas. You might be tempted to thank Santa, but the real thanks is due to Edward Cullen, Harry Potter Gollum, and most recently, Mr. James Bond. All 4 franchises have cleaned up at the box office with November releases, but part of the reason is that they've only had to compete with Oscar contenders, which are never front-heavy when it comes to box office. But now, perhaps because of the overcrowded summer movie season, we've got a major blockbuster hitting theaters every single weekend in November and December. Things kick off November 1st as Hollywood courts not just the teen demographic, but the baby boomers as well. Lionsgate will release Ender's Game, its teenage war movie based on the popular Orson Scott Card novels, starring Harrison Ford, Hugo's Asa Butterfield, and True Grit's Haley Steinfeld. Looks like they're going the route of their own The Hunger Games, casting prestigious young actors a la Jennifer Lawrence, instead of harvesting from the Disney Child actor farm. But with Digital Domain in danger of going under as Rhythm and Hughes has just infamously done, there is a chance Ender's Game simply might not be ready in time. That would leave the weekend all to Las Vegas, where The Hangover meets Wild Hogs, or as I'm sure the studio would prefer you to think, The Bucket List. But Las Vegas isn't about death, it's about getting married, as Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, Michael Douglas, and Kevin Kline head to the Strip for a bachelor party to celebrate the last of them heading to the altar. Then on November 8th, head to the dark world with Thor, as he becomes only the second Marvel superhero to get a second film, where the original actor still stars. Sorry, Hulk. All the other studios are getting out of Thor's way, who's rumored to be getting a little help from Doctor Strange in the pick, as no other movies are set to open wide against the Thunder God. And even the following weekend, instead of some direct competition, it's 4 counter-programming flicks that hit theaters. There's the first of 2 holiday films aimed at black audiences, The Best Man Holiday, as well as Ridley Scott's legal thriller The Counselor with Brad Pitt, Michael Fassbender, Javier Bardem, Penelope Cruz, and Cameron Diaz. Martin Scorsese also reteams with Leonardo DiCaprio the same weekend for The Wolf of Wall Street, while Benedict Cumberbatch's growing fan base could make his Julian Assange pick, The Fifth Estate, a sleeper hit at the box office. And then every movie better grab as many fistfuls of cash as they can get, as they get set to withstand a 1-2 punch. First, the left hook, The Hunger Games catching fire. Then comes the right hook the very next weekend with Disney's Frozen, where Disney is hoping to repeat the success of its previous November picks Tangled and Wreck-It Ralph. And that's just November. Let's see what movies we get to unwrap in December. Typically, the first weekend in December is when Hollywood gives audiences a bit of a breather, not to mention a chance for the current crop of movies to make some extra cash before round 2. And 2013 is no different, with no films currently slated to open December 6th. However, with such a crowded slate, a studio might be too tempted to grab that free weekend for themselves. But right now, December kicks off on the 13th with 2 very different pictures. First, Benedict Cumberbatch is back already as he voices the title dragon in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Happily, for many fans and Warner Brothers, the first Hobbit did manage to pass the $1 billion mark, so here's hoping the same audience doesn't drag their feet for as long to see the sequel. And Peter Jackson does have some serious competition that same weekend from Tyler Perry, who releases a Madea Christmas. And considering that Perry's biggest hit so far is Madea Goes to Jail, odds are he'll score again with another high-concept Madea flick. Then on December 20th, with Christmas almost upon us, Hollywood has a gift for everyone under the tree. For the Judd Apatow set, there's Anchorman, The Legend Continues, the hotly anticipated Will Ferrell sequel. For Disneyana fans, you'll enjoy Saving Mr. Banks, the first time the Disney studio has ever depicted their founder in a film. And if you enjoyed Ocean's 11, you'll love this World War II version with Monuments Men, where this time Clooney and Damon are joined by Daniel Craig, Bill Murray, Cate Blanchett, and more. Plus, kids of all ages will flock to see the BBC bring their phenomenon Walking with Dinosaurs to the big screen. What about Christmas Day? Usually this is when the biggest Oscar contenders hit theaters, but it's hard to imagine even the most ambitious Hollywood PR exec thinking these films have a shot at the gold. There's Jack Ryan as Chris Pine takes over Paramount's Tom Clancy franchise with Kenneth Branagh at the helm and as the film's villain. And Keanu Reeves returns like a ghost of movies past as the $200 million 47 Ronin finally gets released in glorious 3D. Speaking of films taking a long time to get to theaters, Ben Stiller's dream project, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, will also hit theaters Christmas Day. And considering that many in Hollywood have wanted to remake the Danny Kaye film for decades, maybe that last one is an Oscar contender. So are you as excited about the holiday movie season as you are the summer movie season? And do you think that with the holidays, school and work, you'll have enough time to see all these movies? If not, which are your must-sees? Write your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.